Good afternoon. So now that we've discussed consumer protection, let's shift our focus to another important law, the Republic Act 10667, or the Philippine Competition Act. The Philippine Competition Act was enacted in 2015 and the country's first comprehensive competition law. The objective of the law is to encourage economic efficiency and innovation, prohibit anti-competitive conduct in trade and commerce, provide a level playing field for businesses, and safeguard consumer welfare through lower prices, better quality, and wider choices. The Philippine Competition Act therefore acts as a safeguard. It prevents unfair practices like monopolies, the cartels, and other anti-competitive agreements, and ensures that both small and big businesses can participate in the market fairly. In short, it protects not only consumers but also the economy as a whole. The Philippine Competition Commission, or PCC, is the independent, quasi-judicial body tasked with enforcing the Philippine Competition Act. PCC are composed of experts in competition law and economics. The PCC has the specialized knowledge to resolve complex market issues. As an independent authority, the PCC operates separately from the executive branch and enjoys fiscal autonomy, ensuring its decisions remain free from political influence. It also performs quasi-judicial functions, meaning they can conduct hearings and investigations on their own. The powers and functions. PCC has the power to initiate investigations through complaints, referrals, or its own initiative, and it has wide powers to gather evidence, summon witnesses, and conduct unannounced inspections and penalize anti-competitive conduct. PCC regulates and reviews mergers and acquisitions. The PCC requires notification of deals that exceed set thresholds and decides whether to approve, block, or modify them to protect competition. Beyond enforcement, the PCC issues rules, advisory opinions, and guidelines to assist businesses, while also promoting a culture of fair competition through advocacy programs, partnerships with universities, and training for stakeholders, including MSMEs. Overall, the PCC's mission is to protect consumer welfare and foster a competitive business environment by ensuring fair market practices and preventing anti-competitive behavior. In the Philippines, the Philippine Competition Act prohibits anti-competitive agreements. Anti-competitive agreements is the formal term used in competition law to describe arrangements among businesses to distort competition. One major form is price fixing, where competitors agree to set prices instead of competing. Another is bid rigging, where competitors manipulate bidding outcome through practices such as bid suppression, bid rotation, complementary bidding, or market allocation in bidding, which forces procuring entities, including the government, to pay more than under true competition. Market allocation is also prohibited, where firms divide markets by customer groups, suppliers, or territories, creating local monopolies that weaken incentives for innovation or quality improvement. Similarly, output restriction occurs when competitors deliberately limit supplies and raise prices. Collectively, these anti-competitive agreements harm consumers and the economy by increasing prices, reducing product choices, and lowering quality. They also weaken market efficiency and create barriers for small firms to enter, and this stops new companies from starting up and hold back the economy. We have here a sample anti-competitive agreement. The agreement: the owners of two companies agree to set the price for a 500 ml bottle of water at 30 pesos and promise not to sell it for less. They decide that if they both sell at the same higher price, consumers will have no choice but to pay it. The outcome: consumers are harmed because they lose the benefit of competition. The artificially high price is not based on market demand or production costs, but on the desire of the companies to maximize their profits. Having a dominant position in the market is not illegal, as it can reflect business success. However, under the Philippine Competition Act, companies are prohibited from abusing this market power in ways that harm competition and consumers. A company is considered dominant if it is so big that it can make its own decisions without worrying about its competitors or customers. And the Philippine Competition Commission presumes dominance if a firm controls at least 50% of the market, though other factors are also assessed. Abuse of dominance can take many forms. One example is predatory pricing, where a firm sells below cost to drive out smaller competitors, only to raise prices once competition is eliminated. Another is restricting supply, which may involve restricting supply to create shortages. Firms may also engage in unfair contractual practices, such as imposing excessive prices, enforcing harsh trading terms on smaller businesses, or bundling products to force unwanted purchases. Finally, abuse can occur through exclusivity arrangements, where a dominant firm prevents customers or suppliers from dealing with competitors. While dominance itself is not prohibited, the PCA ensures that companies cannot misuse their market power to weaken competition or exploit consumers. Mergers and acquisitions, also called company takeovers or combinations, happen when two businesses join together or when company buys another. Companies do this to get bigger, run more efficiently, and lower their costs. However, not all mergers and acquisitions are good for the consumers. That's why the PCC must carefully review large mergers or acquisitions. The PCC approves company combinations only if they create efficiencies beneficial for consumers, like offering better products, lower prices, or more efficient services. If a combination reduces competition or creates a monopoly, the PCC steps in to stop it. This helps keep the market fair and balanced. Cartels are groups of competing businesses colluding to manipulate the market. This collusion often involves fixing prices, limiting supply, or rigging bids. In simple terms, it's when companies act as if they're a single giant business rather than rivals. Cartels are considered the most harmful type of anti competitive behavior because the damage isn't just short term, they distort the entire market. That's why, under the Philippine Competition Act, cartels are strictly prohibited and face the harshest penalties. The cartel's impact on consumers and economy includes prices go up because the companies agree not to undercut each other. Consumers lose choices because products or services become standardized. Innovation slows down because the companies no longer feel the need to improve. After all, they're no longer competing. And the economy suffers and competition becomes unbalanced when companies behave unfairly. Violations under R810667 carry heavy penalties. This may include all or any of the following: fines up to 250 million, imprisonment of 2 to 7 years for cartel members, administrative orders such as cease and desist, and corporate liability for companies and their officers. To conclude, both consumer protection and the Competition Act are essential in protecting consumers and promoting fair competition. They ensure safety, fairness, and efficiency in the marketplace. As consumers, we should know our rights, and as professionals, we must follow these laws to create a fair business environment. To wrap up our presentation, the Consumer Act of the Philippines and the Philippine Competition Act work hand in hand. The Consumer Act safeguards our rights as individuals, making sure the products we buy and the services we use are safe, fairly priced, and honestly represented. On the other hand, the Competition Act ensures that the entire marketplace remains fair, competitive, and free from monopolies or cartels that can harm both businesses and consumers.